I thought we would just do a little bit of standing and breathing for a little bit here. Can we do that? It's not precisely medicine of the prophet, but it is. It is because what I'm trying to do is get us to a place where we can recognize what he did, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what he brought and where he was at. But we have to recover certain things. So let's do the standing thing. Did anybody do any standing exploration based on what we did yesterday after they left? I hope this morning. Did you any comments or discoveries about that? Any comments or discoveries about that knees? Yeah. You felt more relaxation with your knees? Yeah. Well, okay, this, like I said, this is something you can practice every day. This just standing and consciously focusing on getting the streaming back into your legs. You can also, this one, if you do that one, we're not going to do that one now, but I'm saying this one is a very powerful one, and you should do it enough so that actually you get some stinging, and that's it. It'll bring the circulation, but it awakens the nerves and parts that have shut down. See, what happens is that with the trauma and with the experiences of life, what we do is whole areas shut down. And when we do trauma therapy, where we actually release the trauma, whole areas wake up and they come out of what's called a freeze state. So it's called thaw. And when you have thaw, it feels like this. It feels like there's a certain amount of, it's a waking up. So very often when people do trauma therapy, they have suddenly waves of heat, and there'll be actually a thawing, and they'll suddenly feel more sensation in their back than they did before. And then they realize, their back had been shut down for years. Whole areas of sensation shut down. Whole areas of sensation. So I'm talking about coming to our senses. I'm talking about coming back to life in terms of feeling and being present with sensation. I'm reiterating these things just over and I want to keep underlining these statements. Okay? So let's get the streaming back into the legs. Right? Start feeling the pressure in the legs. And if there's any shakiness, remember that the shakiness is streaming and the returning of the chi or the vital force back into the legs that is not ordinarily there, which means you've probably become accustomed to standing with your knees locked and actually shutting off that flow from the waist down. Okay? Right? Everybody understand what I just said? So if it feels unnatural and you feel unsteady, recognize, okay, that's because you've gotten into this other habit. This habit of rigidifying from the waist down. So let's do something different here. Again, let's think about this thing I was talking about, the breath, about how the breath wants to go up and form the head and the neck and the shoulders, and it wants to flow as a wave right out through the arms, and when you exhale, flow down. When you breathe in, everything contracts, even little capillaries, and when you exhale, they relax and open up. So a really successful exhale is relaxing. That's why I say people need to learn to relax between breaths or during breaths. Okay? So you weren't here for this. So if you feel like doing this, standing with your legs bent a little bit, 6 inches apart, and your knees just unlocked. Okay? Body upright, arms relaxed. So let's do this. Now what I'm going to suggest we do is just gently, let's see if we can get a rhythm together. Okay? Now wait, let's not start the rhythm. I want to do a little bouncing so that I'll make the sound and you can follow the sound I'm making. And let's make this sound with the breath and keep your head loose when you make the sound and feel the sound as it comes from your chest and is spoken. And I want you to make a sound, something like this if it's okay, like keep it. Listen to the sound, keep going. Do what everybody's doing. Try to stay with everybody else, the same sound. If you're used to doing something like this, see if you can modify it so it fits the group. Try to get it going in unison. Listen to the whole group. Let your shoulders go loose. Let your head go relaxed, so your head responds. Look at me. Make the sound as your breath comes in if you can. If you can't, at least make a good solid sound that's part of the group as it comes out. Relax in the upper body so the breath can move up into your head. Feel the weight. Continue. Keep going. Now make it stronger. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Okay, I want you to stop now and notice what you feel in your body. Notice what you feel in your body. Notice you feel in your legs. I see people smiling. So any comments? What do you feel in your arms? What do you feel in your body? What do you feel generally? Pardon me? Your back hurt a little bit. Okay, that means there was some tension in your back. What you want to do is have your back relaxed so there's not tension. Any other? Yes?
Lightheaded and also cough.
Okay, a little bit of lightheadedness. The lightheadedness comes from experiencing more oxygen than they're used to. In other words, waking up. Okay, but on the whole, look at how easily everybody's laughing. Now, on one hand, you might think, well, we're laughing because what we did was kind of silly at a certain level. Kind of strange. Huh? High, huh? Tingles, and that's the same thing. That's the oxygenation. That's more oxygen coming. When we do this, if you do a lot of breathing, you will experience lightheadedness and tingling, and people say, oh, you're hyperventilating. What really is happening most typically there is you're breathing more than you're used to. Okay? Breathing and feeling go together. Breathing and feeling go together. Breathing and feeling go together. When you stop breathing and you shut down your breathing, and you limit your breathing, the less you breathe, the less you feel. What happens when feeling arises that overwhelms us? We weep or we sob in waves. Like I said, the same wave that wants to inform our breath and run through our body, the same wave that exists in the creation of the rise and fall of the sun. That wave comes in waves, and we may sob if overwhelming emotions come. And what happens is we let go. If we really sob successfully and fully. But it's that wave that's the same wave of life that comes. Or it comes when we laugh and it's really funny. Same waves. Orgasm. Same waves. It's when this impulse of life starts filling and flowing through us. That's why people dance. You know? I'm not going to do my Buster Rhymes today. But that's why people dance. They're trying to get in touch with these things. They're trying to get in touch with this. And people who dance well have, if they're good dancers, it's something that flows through them naturally. What they call the natural sense of rhythm, right? It's the rhythm that's there, a sense of it, a flowing of it. So notice if you feel pretty good, right? Just from that little bit of getting the flow, restoring that flow of life through the body. Okay? So